Was the word mummy banned in British museums to avoid dehumanizing the remains? No, that's not true. As of this writing, the British Museum used the word to describe exhibits. Yet at least 2 other UK museums decided to adjust their language and switched to a different term, mummified person. The underlying cause of the change was not an external ban imposed on cultural institutions by the British government. Instead, it was an attempt to acknowledge the problematic aspects of how Westerners treated ancient human remains in the past. However, even the 2 British museums that decided to use mummified person still allow the use of mummy as an adjective when it refers to objects such as a mummy mask. The claim appeared in a post on Facebook on January 30, 2023. It said, quote, "The word mummy has been banned in British museums," end quote. This is what the post looked like at the time of writing. Source: Facebook screenshot taken on Thursday, February 2, 1543. 402023 UTC. In a subsequent comment, the administrator for North Yorkshire Live posted, quote, "Curators are being told to refer to them as mummified people because it is less dehumanizing," end quote. As of February 2, 2023, the word mummy and its plural form, mummies, appeared on the website of the British Museum in London. Source: British Museum screenshot taken on Thursday, February 2, 1703. 112023 UTC. Earlier, on January 26, 2023, a British museum spokesperson told Reuters that the institution uses the terms mummy and mummified remains interchangeably and doesn't plan to abandon the word mummy. However, some other UK-based museums did decide not to use the word mummy as a noun. A spokesperson for National Museums Scotland told Lead Stories via email on February 2, 2023, quote, "Where we know the name of an individual we use that. Otherwise we use the term mummified man, woman, boy, girl or person on our labels, because we are referring to people, not objects. The word mummy is not incorrect, but it is dehumanizing, whereas using the term mummified person encourages our visitors to think of the individual. We use mummy as a descriptive adjective for objects. The terms mummy mask, mummy case, and mummy bandage are all used on our labels." The ancient Egyptians themselves referred to mummified people as noble, honored ones. The term mummy is modern, rather than ancient. End quote. According to the spokesperson, the museum implemented this approach in 2017. Back in May 2021, Joe Anderson, an assistant keeper of archaeology at another cultural institution, the Great North Museum, Hancock, reflected on the change. Quote, "Dr. Margaret Maitland, principal curator of the Ancient Mediterranean at National Museum Scotland, has demonstrated to me how the word mummy has a colonial past. It's derived from the Arabic word mummia, which means bitumen. This is a reference to the 18th and 19th centuries when mummified remains were collected in vast numbers and broken up to provide ingredients for things like medicine and paint. And as we've discussed above, the word mummy now often evokes the image of a supernatural creature or monster. Here at the Great North Museum, Hancock, we will be following the example set by Dr. Maitland and National Museum Scotland and will no longer use the word mummy to describe mummified people in our collection. By using terms such as mummified person, we can begin to change our outlook and see these remains for what they really are. Not objects or curiosities, but real humans who were once alive and had very specific beliefs about how their bodies should be treated after death." End quote. As of this writing, the Great North Museum, Hancock described one of the ancient artifacts from the British Museum temporarily displayed there without the word mummy. The caption below the picture of an Egyptian coffin said that it belonged to an ancient Egyptian lady known as Seshapenmehit. Additional Lead Stories fact checks of claims related to a mummy and mummified remains can be found here and here.